To come in. What's up, guys? Nulam, how you doing? Eddie, what's up? How you doing, everybody? Jeff, John Goss, excuse me. Big Ron Hester in the house. Sampin, what's going on? How you guys doing? How do I get started? We'll talk about that here. 1 second, John. We'll go through all the questions and concerns. Anything you guys have. This will be your time to talk to me directly, and we can talk about the process. We can talk about therapies. I've got some awesome things to talk to you guys about anyway as far as my topics. So just give me 1 second. Let's get everybody in here, and then we'll go through all the information. I hope everybody is having a great week so far. It's Titan Tuesday, baby, so you know it's a good day. We're almost through halfway through the week. Wednesday is coming tomorrow. Can't wait. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all joining me. All right, so Titan Talk Tuesday with me is officially started. All right, so let's get into these questions here. John Goss said, how do I start? So it really depends, John, right? What kind of therapies you're really looking for, what you're really trying to do. If it's peptide therapy or anything except for hormones and IGF-1 levels, as far as medical weight loss, anti-aging therapies, injectable vitamin amino acid therapies, hangover, rejuvenation, recovery therapies, relationship-enhancing therapies, blood work, peptides, all that stuff. All you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. That's going to automatically come into us, so you can send it to us however you want to do it. And at that point, you'll go through a consult with a medical provider, and then you can order any of those therapies that we talked about. If it is for hormone replacement therapy or IGF-1 therapy, what we need you to do is we'll have you call up, or you guys can DM your contact information. And at that point, we'll give you a call. We'll talk to you on the phone, and we'll get you set up for blood work anywhere in your area. So we'll literally set you up at the LabCorp in your area. We'll get all the tests. It'll be all prepaid, so you won't have to owe the lab any money. You don't have to show no insurance card. You can go directly there. You're going to do blood, and we'll get the blood work back in 3 to 4 days expedited. And at that point, schedule you for your consultation. You can go through all that. The provider will go through all your blood work, all the necessary family history, health history, and get you started on some programs to get you feeling better, looking better, and performing your very best. That's what it's all about. Big Irish in the house, what's going on? Chico Express, J-Ron, what's going on? Edia, how you doing? Catch a Simba back. LMI 79, how you doing out there? Family Union, I'm in. Ben Greer in the house. Holden Outlaw, always looking sharp, my man. I appreciate that, Holden. Hope all is well, brother. What's going on out there? All right, Sam, how you doing? All right, so let's get into the next question here. What up, Strength Addicts? What up, Christian? How you doing? Everybody in the house. Neil, how you guys doing out there? I hope all is well. So before we go on any further, guys, we service nationwide. The only states that are out right now are Idaho and Ohio. And Ohio is coming back, okay, in like a week. You heard it here first. In a week, we'll be back. But on that tip, I want to get you guys all situated in what we really do. So if you guys are looking for anything as far as hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, anti-aging therapies, injectable vitamin amino acid therapies, and our custom blends, signature blends, hangover rejuvenation recovery therapies, relationship inducing or libido inducing therapies to help you guys out, you and your girl, or your girl and your guy, whatever it is, in-house, and blood work nationwide, peptide therapies, healing peptides, sexual peptides, weight loss peptides. We got it all here for you guys. We are here for you guys. Loyalty over fakes, what's going on? Michael Lynch, got my consultation tomorrow. Can't wait. I can't wait for you, man. I'm excited. I'm always excited when patients are getting ready to do their consultation, right? Because at that point, they're only one step away from really feeling truly, hopefully, their best that they felt, right? Or getting back to feeling how they should. So I'm really pumped for that. So let me know, Mikey, how it goes. I really do. I like to follow up with the patients. I love patient feedback, whatever it is, good or if it is bad. And I usually don't get too many bad feedback or complaints, so I really like to take those up and see if there's an issue there. But most of the time, we're getting some good kudos and some great positive feedback, which only makes our staff and us want to work harder for our patients. We want to go above and beyond, above a gold standard per se, right? Past the platinum standard. I don't even know what you're going to put that at, but that's what we really want to do. Okay, you guys do TRT program? Yes. So we do TRT, right? HRT programs for males and females out there, all different hormones, so hormone replacement therapy, and all the other services I mentioned for medical weight loss, injectable vitamin amino acids, all these good things. So if you have more questions about any of those therapies, please holler at me. What's going on? How you doing, Rob in the house? What's going on, B Moozin? What's going on? Will Smith probably has high test levels. No, honestly, You know what he probably has? He probably has high estrogen levels, strength addicts, because male masculine men, usually if they are going to do something like that, they're probably not going to slap somebody. Slap is a pretty rude thing to do to another man. It treats him like a girl. So I understand, that point of it. But, the way that he reacted and all that good stuff, like he was laughing at the joke and then, something was said probably from Jada to him and then he got all upset and went up and did whatever he did. And it almost looked like it was planned to me. And this wasn't even one of my topics to talk about today. I know it's been all over the internet, breaking the internet and stuff like that, but it just wasn't. But I'll come back to that, all right? I want to talk about some other things that'll get you guys excited and get you guys going. Mikey Mike in the house. What up, B-Moozin? How you doing? I hope all's well. By here, Mike. Jesse Peru, what's going on? Big shout out to everybody in here. Eric Verratti. I hope that's how I said it. PJ, PT, what's going on? Victor, Becky V. Short, Big Irishman, my man, I said it again. Big shout out to everybody on here. I appreciate all you guys joining in. So, HCG is still available, I heard. There were some changes recently. So, I haven't heard anything about HCG yet, Mega. Now, I know there's still commercial versions out there, but they're really expensive, really hard to get a hold of. But as far as compounding-wise, I haven't heard nothing yet. And trust me, my ears to the ground, and every pharmacy knows we are one of the biggest therapy clinics out there. So they usually would contact me right away if something changes like that because they want the business, okay? They definitely want it. So at that point, if I hear anything, I'm going to let you guys know, right? Love seeing the family grow, for sure. Me too, man. It's awesome. Good crowd today, for sure. Danny Silva, what's up? All right, so let's get into one of the therapies of the week. That's always the great topic to talk about in Titan Talk Tuesdays because it really informs you guys maybe of a therapy you guys really didn't know we had or didn't know what it did or do. So you guys might want to take advantage of it. So let's talk about it. This one is a peptide therapy. It's CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin. And this is actually two different therapies combined in one vial. So they're lyophilized together. It's CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin. And this is in a couple different categories. As far as like an anti-aging therapy, it has weight loss properties, recovery properties, helps with performance, putting on lean body mass, right? And maybe even raising IGF-1 levels a little bit, which is awesome, which will increase energy and hopefully sleep patterns as well. Now, CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin are GHRH peptides. They're growth hormone releasing hormone peptides. And they work synergistically together. So it's even better to get them both together working. And I wanted to put both of them together. We could sell them separately apart from the pharmacies. But I think at this point, it's better. It's a lot better bang for the buck getting two than one, right? And the next thing after that is what I thought was, I'm like, listen, if we can combine the two therapies into one, then it'll work better for the patient, and the patient will be more happier, right? And they'll be more static and more able to want to share that news with other people. So, I put it in the patient's court, like hopefully it's helping them, and it usually does, right? With CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin, it helps, what these things do, they help stimulate natural growth hormone levels in the hypothalamus, right? They help stimulate these GH levels, they help produce more, and they help release these things. So at that point, it's going to be working with your own natural pituitary gland, right? It's not overstimulating it. It's not going to overproduce it. It's going to keep it where it needs to be at, but raise it up to the optimal levels, which you want it to be. So that's a good thing, right? You don't want to depend on something or shut down possibly your natural production of your growth hormone or even lower that. You want that to be high, or at least optimally high, right? To the reference range. You don't want it to be too high. But with this, we also got to think that, as we age, and if you guys didn't know this, as we age, our hormones and everything starts really declining and starts possibly becoming deficient, right? Or on the lower end of the scale. And with this comes the aging portion of our life and everything on a decline and recovery not being as good and, maybe bones getting broke as we're getting older because bone density starts to shrink too as well. So there's a lot of different things that we have to watch out for as we age. So how do we really turn back the clock? That's the big question for everybody, even for me, right? I'm 41 years old. Some guy asked me today, he's like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 41. He's like, man, I thought you were 28. I'm like, ha. I go, hey, you trying to pick me up because I'm straight, right? You know, my wife's in there. She's going to come after you if she hears this. And he's like, nah, man, no, for real. He's like, I'm in my 20s, man. I need to lose some pounds. So I was like, man, 41, you look like this. Like, you look pretty good, dude. I was like, listen, it's a healthy lifestyle all the way around. I've been living for a long time. Obviously, my therapies have taken me way above and beyond where I ever thought I could be, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I'm always there, but that has nothing to do with the therapies. But even when I first started my therapies with Titan, I didn't look aesthetically as pleasing as I do today. And I'm not the best, but you know what? I think I'm in pretty decent shape for 41 years old. But back then, I thought I was in decent shape too. And I was like 225, 230 pounds because I was going for bigger because bigger was better. So at that point, I wanted to be bigger. And, when you start figuring things out and learning that quality over quantity is really where it's at, you really start dialing other things in. And some of those things where you start overdoing or want more of can possibly be a negative effect to what you're really trying to do and accomplish as a goal. So just remember that, right? Quality over quantity in every way, shape, or form. Even here at Titan with our athletes or our brand ambassadors, even our staff, man, quality over quantity. I'd rather have 10 or 12 people that are 100% going to be there, got my back and the whole nine, than 100 people who are just there to ride the boat, right? It's crazy. If I can save a life or two, then I did my job. Big Irishman definitely did. And you know what? Improving people's life is just as good, right? You might not just save their life, but you could improve their quality of life. And that's really where it's at. And that's what I really try to do for all our patients. That is our goal here at Titan Medical Center, to make you guys feel good, look good, and perform better and improve your quality of life. So at that point, you're happy because you know what? We only have a limited amount of time on this earth, and it needs to be happy. It might not be happy all the time, but the majority of your days should be more positive than negative, okay? And if not, there's changes that need to be made somewhere, somehow, and you can definitely make those changes, I promise you. All right? I know a lot of people that have, went down some bad paths, and me, myself, and I'm a positive person, always looking at the best side of things. I've seen people who I thought were going to just keep going negative, downward spiral, and really turn things around. So anything is possible out there. Rob said, miss ECA stat. Can't take it for some time till I'm healed up for my oral surgery. Oh, man, I'm sorry, dude. Damn. It shouldn't be long, hopefully. Usually if you have something that happens, in your mouth or something like that, your mouth usually heals pretty quick. So hopefully, the week or so, you'll be back on the ECAs rocking and rolling. I know I love them, God. Summer's coming, so really trying to, get ready as soon as possible for this thing. Obviously, it's coming quicker and faster than ever before. Always find a positive in every negative. You got to be moving, right? Or you'll always stay in a negative mindset, and that will be contagious in a negative way to other people and to yourself and what you're putting in situations. Not a good way to think. I think John Wayne actually ate the grains of the coffee. He probably did and probably chewed on them for sure, 100%. Hey, brother, where are the pros and cons of the old HCG and the new pill? All right, so good question. Great question. So HCG is what we used to use for gonadal support for patients here at Titan Medical Center. Me, myself, was on HCG for 12 years straight myself, so I know. Worked great. Now, what HCG did for gonadal support for add-back therapy with testosterone replacement therapy. So when we talk about testosterone replacement therapy, when we start inducing or taking testosterone from an outside source, our body recognizes this. It's very smart. It's the smartest machine ever made by God or anybody else. And at that point, what happens is it recognizes this outside source. So there's a signal that goes from your brain to your testicles. And once it receives this information, it says, all right, well, we already have an abundance of testosterone. So the brain tells the testicles, listen, let's turn the signal off. You guys don't have to work, go on vacation until this is over with. So what happens is they start going through atrophy and start shrinking because they're not working. They're just pruning up, basically, right? And that's where HCG, and that's what we want for our patients. We don't want our patients to ever crash their levels, to completely turn off that signal. And we don't want their balls or testicles to shrink. We don't want semen volume to go down or lessen either, okay? So with this, that's where HCG was used. HCG was used to mimic the signal from the brain to the testicles, from the LH, luteinizing hormone, down. So ATG obviously has gone away as far as for compounding and stuff like that, and it's become very hard to find, even if you want a commercial brand. So we had to look for something that was going to work just as good, if not better. And, for me to take it and to switch over after taking something 12 years, guys, I'm one of the most regimented people you'll ever meet in your life. It's scary how regimented when I want to be on things, especially my therapies. Every day, exact same time. If I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling sick, if I'm feeling sleepy, you can better believe that I'm going to be doing my things like they're supposed to be done, because I want the optimal results, and it will drive me insane if I don't. So with this, we were looking at some different options. Now, Clomiphene was one of the different things that some people were using out there. Kisspeptin was another one. And we still do offer Kisspeptin. But in Clomiphene, okay, it's a cousin of Clomiphene, but it's not the same, works really well. And it's FDA approved. And what it does is it not only mimics a signal, it actually turns on the signal for FSH and LH. So it creates that message down to the testicles again and says, hey, listen, we need to start working. So it works really well for that. And it's an oral therapy. So it's a lot easier for patients to do or use. It's a lot easier for them to travel with because they don't have to keep things refrigerated and all these good things. It's literally a capsule. So they can literally swallow it wherever they want. They can take it wherever they want. No issues, no problems, no refrigeration. So it's really a good therapy as far as a replacement for HCG. Now, let's flip this over, right? Now, for people that are coming to us and they have, let's say, a mid-level testosterone range, but they have a lot of negative symptoms of low T that they're dealing with, or it's a younger person, it's a 21-year-old, a 22-year-old man, and he might have low testosterone levels, but we don't want to start him off on testosterone just yet. So we have this thing called the natural route, and the natural route is something that we want to use as a first step case scenario with patients that might be on the borderline of testosterone replacement therapy or maybe possibly too young for it, and want to start seeing if we can get their levels up more naturally. So that's where Clomiphene comes into play. Now, we used to use ATG before in Clomiphene for this same protocol. With that, numbers used to jump maybe about 150 to 200 points up with ATG. Within Clomiphene, I've seen 300 to 400 points. Guys, that's really good. Now, I'm not going to say that's for everybody, right? Because it's not a cookie cutter thing. But majority of the patients that I've seen, and we have a lot of patients on this, is probably about 200 to 300 point increase. And that is really good. If you're going to get that out of medication, it's really good. And it can be taken for long, extended periods of time. That's one other thing. And ACG could too, but, sometimes there was a sensitivity issue, all these other things. ACG was an injection. There was a lot of issues. And like I said, just trying to find it right now is some sort of a task, right? And that's where Clomiphene really comes into play, Jim Rat. So I'm taking it. All the other patients are taking it. There is another option for patients because some patients are like, I just want injectable. I don't want injectable. So Clomiphene doesn't come in injection form, but we do have Kisspeptin. And Kisspeptin really is another good add-back therapy too as well. It just has to be refrigerated, has to be lyophilized and injected. So you can really pick between the two and see maybe you might want Kisspeptin or Clomiphene. But me, myself, I've tried them both. And Clomiphene is definitely the way to go, I think. Just my opinion as a patient, and other patients might feel a different way, but that's what I feel, and that's what I've got from a majority of patients that I've asked about the therapies. I'm like, hey, listen, how's it going? I really want to know. I want to know how you feeling on it. How's everything, as far as, semen volume, libido. Like, man, they're like, yeah, that's awesome. Clomiphene is not a peptide. Clomiphene is a pill form. In Clomiphene is a capsule or pill form too as well. So in Clomiphene is what we're talking about. All right. Question. What's going on, Seth? How you doing? It's really, really good. Any correlation between high hematocrit, HCG, or Clomiphene? So no. Usually, now HCG could possibly, anything that bumps testosterone levels could possibly raise hematocrit and hemoglobin. Also red blood cell count. And these things can be raised in different things too as well, so it might not just be that. But usually you don't see too much of it as far as raising that. I've seen guys on 200 milligrams of testosterone have high hemoglobin, hematocrit, and red blood cell count. So like I said, everybody's different, so it really just depends. But no, I haven't really seen a high correlation with it. But when you do raise testosterone levels, these levels could come up too as well. So Randy, that was a great question. Guys, I'm loving these questions. All right? Seriously, it's great questions. It's great knowledge to be sharing with everybody out there. So I love it. What do you think of Clomiphene? So Jordan, I just answered this question. I think Clomiphene's a great therapy. And, I was obviously a little bit hesitant of this. And I was like everybody else. I did not want to change from HCG. I'm like, this is crazy. I've been taking this for 12 years. All of a sudden, now I got to change up for something else. I mean, it's been going really good for me. So why do I got to change things up? It really does suck. And then I'm like, what are we going to go to? What am I first of all, guys, I'm patient zero, right? When I started this, I really wanted all these therapies for myself too. I really wanted to, I wanted to live my best, feel my best, and perform my best. And that's what I want to do day in and day out. And that's what I want for all the patients. That was my mindset behind this. Like, listen, I want the best for myself. I want the most cutting edge therapies I can get. What's going to really, really do the trick and get me the result and keep me healthy. And he monitored all this, and that's kind of, that's what I wanted for the patient. So at that point, no problem. So Seth, and Clomiphene's a great therapy as far as it's FDA approved. It actually turns on the signal for FSH and LH, so follicle stimulating hormone, and LH for luteinizing hormone. Great therapy as far as you don't have to inject it, you don't have to refrigerate it, you have to take it with you and put it in a refrigerator. You don't have no problems like that. It's like a capsule, you're going to take it, and it's going to be really, really great. But yeah, so this can either be for a natural route. So somebody that says, listen, I don't want to take testosterone yet. I want to see if I can naturally get my levels up higher. And Clomiphene's great. Or if you're on hormone replacement or testosterone replacement therapy with us, this is going to be your add-back therapy. This is going to help make sure that your testicles don't shrink and you're having a good volume of semen that's getting produced and not lessening it up or shrinking your testicles or having tightness down there, because it's uncomfortable, guys. I've been through all this myself, I'm telling you. So, it is what it is. Real tough guy style. That's right. I love that. All right. Tommy Rob, what's going on? Lady Beast in the house. I like that. Mattis, what's going on? All right. Someone remind me what HCG stands for. Human Chronic Gonadotropin. Yep. So that's what it stands for, HCG.
There's some comments up here, John.
Okay, thank you. What about tadalafil and TRT therapy? Absolutely. So Cialis, which is tadalafil, that's the main ingredient. Tadalafil is the main ingredient in Cialis. And if you want to take that with hormone replacement or TRT therapy, absolutely. That's totally fine. It's going to work synergistically together. It's going to vasodilate for better blood flow. Obviously, it's going to increase erections a little bit better probably. It'd be great for pumps if you're going to use it while in the gym too. So there's multiple uses for that. And it's really, really good stuff to use as far as, alongside daily if you want to, or if you just want to use it for those fun times. Awesome therapy. Tadalafil, sildenafil, great therapies. PT141, the Cupid's candy that has PT141, oxytocin, tadalafil. That is the one I would probably recommend, Seth, because Cupid's got 3 different ones. It's got tadalafil, which you like, or if you want a higher dose, you can get it outside. But it's got 5 milligrams of tadalafil, oxytocin, and PT141. So you're talking about vasostimulation, vascular stimulation with tadalafil. PT141 is nervous system stimulation, libido effect, and oxytocin is the bonding hormone. So really, you're getting a triple dog effect there, and it's going to work really, really well. All right, so did you notice any difference with switching from HCG over to Clomiphene? I've been on HCG for years also and taking Pregnol now. So I honestly, man, I think that Clomiphene has worked better for me. I'm not just saying that either. And I got Pregnol too. I've got 2 boxes of Pregnol because, and Pregnol is the manufactured version of HCG. That's what you would get from Big Pharma, okay? And, I got some just in case I didn't like Clomiphene. I was like, all right, well, I got these. So, but I started taking Clomiphene. I'm like, it actually does. It works just as good. But, there wasn't any negative differences that I noticed. Let's put it that way. But I thought libido came up a little bit more. I felt like a little bit more balanced. I don't know what to say, but yeah. So and like I said, I've been on it for 12 years myself before this, Randy. So I know how I feel. If you've got something that's working perfectly for you and you're in that regiment and in that zone, and then all of a sudden, something just wants to take it away from you, you're like, man, this sucks. But yeah, so it does work a little bit better than Pregnol in my eyes as far as HCG goes. Okay. Lamika, what's going on? Jizuza, what's up, bad guy? How you doing? All right, so thank you for your answers to question from G and the new pill, brother. You're welcome, Jim. Anything else, you please let me know, okay? I definitely want to answer all your questions.
I also let them know that you're the...
I am the pincushion, guys. Yes, I've tried them all first. I am the lab rat. So when you hear those guys talking in groups about lab rats, you know, and they're really talking about themselves, I'm the lab rat. And every therapy that gets produced and we're going to put out there to patients, unless it's a really, really girl one, I'm taking, right? Because I don't have a vagina. I can't rub things on that. So, sorry, a little comedic relief here. But, you know, at that point, I do try everything, and I take them religiously. So at that point, you know, I'm doing probably about 10 to 12 injections a day, insulin needles, and then on test days, you know, add that one in there. So 2 times a week, I'm taking a 23 gauge 1-inch needle, full inch, 23 gauge 1-inch needle. Taking it all the way in. So at that point, you know, those are what it is. But you know what? I feel good every day. I got to perform well every day. I don't have any days off. I barely get enough sleep, maybe 5-6 hours a night just to function properly the next day. So I got to have my Titan therapies, man. They get me through, literally. Okay. All right. So if you guys are looking for something for anti-aging and looking at peptide therapies, CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin would probably be the best therapy for you. And the predecessor to this was Semerelin. And some of you guys might have heard of Semerelin, but this one works. CJC 1295 works a hell of a lot better than Semerelin does. It's way better than their predecessor. Works in as far as it stays in the body a lot longer. It's half-life, so it's going to work a lot longer. And like I said, pairing it up synergistically with Ipamorelin, you're going to get the best effect you're possibly going to get out of any GHRH out there. It will stimulate everything you need to, and it won't overstimulate your hunger hormone, which will make you really hungry. In some cases, will be a bad thing for some of you guys out there because of self-control issues. All right. What is this? Clomiphene peptide. I already went through all those. Any other questions for you guys? Best peptide for muscle building. Okay. Big Irishman said 5 or 6 hours all we need. This is true. Some people might need a little bit more. You know, I think that's a little bit different, but it is what it is. Why would you recommend Clomiphene over regular Clomiphene? I have an RX for Clomiphene sitting there and have 4 bottles of Pregnol since it was hard to get. So Clomiphene's a little bit different than Clomiphene. The way the molecule is it's different, right? It's different in that case. And the biggest difference is this. With Clomiphene, and I took Clomiphene for a while because I told you guys I take them all just to see how it works. One of the negative side effects with Clomiphene is this. Let's talk about 2. The first one is that it usually does raise numbers, and it has raised numbers I've seen at 200, 300 points, but there is no symptom relief. So the patients are like, hey, listen, the numbers look great, but I still feel like garbage. Why? I don't know why. I really don't. But they usually do. The other side effect is it can cause negative or dark thoughts, suicidal thoughts, things you maybe never think of before. And you're like, why the hell am I thinking like this? What is going on? That was the second thing that happened to me. At that point, I'm like, listen, this is not for me. I'm not taking this no more. Definitely not. And I'm not the only person that's had those issues with it. So Clomiphene, that's what made me really scared to take Clomiphene. Because I was like, man, I had a really bad scenario with this Clomiphene. You know, this is in the same family. Yeah, they're not the exact same thing, but they're in the same family. So at that point, you know, is it going to do the negative things to me again? And, you know, that's when I started taking it. I'm like, man, you know, week went by. I'm like, crossing fingers. I'm like, all right, cool, nothing's happened. Let me take another week. And everything was going good, too. Semen production was good. Testicles weren't shrinking, you know, all that. So that was definitely positive for me. And then after 2 or 3 weeks, I'm like, man, this is definitely good therapy. I can stamp my approval on it. And so that's why I say that. Now, listen, if you got Pregnol, go ahead and use it while you got it. It is what it is. Kid Fit Ass Haynes in the house. What's going on? But yeah, so use it if you got it. But after that, I mean, you might want to think about switching over to Clomiphene. It's a lot easier, like I said. So best peptide for muscle building. Eddie, great question. All right, so this could be a little bit different, I guess, right? But what I would say is this. If hormones are dialed in, so testosterone, all these things are dialed in, the next thing after that, I would say for muscle building, right? One is going to be MK677. Ipamorelin, right? It's an oral GHRH peptide therapy. And this one really does help you eat, stimulates hunger hormone, the whole nine, will increase strength, helps sleep patterns, raises IGF-1 levels. So this one's a great one for muscle building specifically, because it's going to help you in a number of different ways as far as gaining and creating that lean tissue and that muscle mass. The next one after that, I would say IGF-1 therapy, possibly, or CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin, or IGF-1 therapy. So those three. MK677 would be my first one. IGF-1 would be my second one. And CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin will be my third one. All right?
A couple from YouTube right here, John.
Sure. YouTubers, thank you for joining us. How much weight is too much? Oof, God. I guess, to answer that question, it really is, what's the frame look like? How tall are they, right? Body structure, all these good things. Our bodies genetically are made to only carry so much weight. And once we get past genetics, then we possibly are putting more strain on our vital organs and our body altogether. And this can create other health issues, maybe not immediately, but further down the line. So at that point, we really got to look at the person and see what it is. I don't believe in BMI. I think BMI could have been a great tool at one point or the other, but now it's ancient history, or it doesn't even work properly. A person like myself who's 210 pounds is obese or overweight at 6 foot. So, I don't think it's spot on, especially me being probably about 10%, 11% body fat. And at that point, it's just wrong. Drew would probably be the same way, the same thing. And he's definitely not fat or obese. So, it really depends on your genetics and what you look like right now as far as weight, height, and all that. And that's all going to be it. But, some people tell you if it's lean tissue, there can never be enough weight. Could you combine Clomiphene and CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin? Absolutely. Absolutely. So you can take in Clomiphene and you can take CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin. And that's what I would do if you're really looking for something like that. But it just depends what you're really going for too, Victor, right? If your hormones are declined or deficient and you want to try more of a natural route, then that's a good way. But if they are low or deficient, then honestly, depending on what your age is, then hormone replacement therapy or TRT might be the way to go as well. Excuse me, guys. I apologize. Hercules Potion MK677. That's definitely that's double right there for sure. ECA to keep your weight a little light, little weight in check for sure. Do you guys ever take the 20-minute power nap mid-afternoon? Every time I've done it, I love it. So it's a good question, or it's a good statement out there, Christian. So I will rarely. If I've been going all day and, I get a chance in between events, because I've had that, right? I've had events where I've had to be out real early in the morning. I'm there all day. And then I got an event at night, and I've got probably like 2 or 3 hours in between. I'll try to take a 20 or 30-minute power nap, and I'll wake up, and they are good for that. Trust me. It's when you start going in too deep of a sleep, and then you wake up, and then you're more groggy and more tired than when you went to sleep. And I actually talked about this on a previous show and the time limits of what it would be. So, yeah, I do believe that power naps can definitely help people in a number of different ways. Some people get depressed on Clomid. That's the big one. So that's the difference between Clomid and Clomiphene. In Clomiphene, you will not get depressed with. Or we haven't had anybody yet, right? But that's not one of the major side effects of it. With Clomid, it's happened quite a bit. And I've been in that situation, so I definitely know. Lewis, what's going on? Louis Scarmozy in the house. That's my dude, man. All right, Louis, I'm getting with you this week. This guy is going to be my private chef. And he's going to I'm going to have him create, we're going to do some recipes for you guys for the future. And we're going to do some videos, hopefully. And at that point, you guys will get to see, hey, listen, how we cook these things. Maybe healthy meals for you guys and recipes you guys can do for yourself. And something that's, good on time. 10, 15 minutes maybe. Something that's going to be quick for you guys so you guys can get it before you get out the door, or when you get home you've had a long, strenuous day like I do. You guys can make something up, get something to eat, and put some stuff away for the next day. All right?
Cool. We got another one on Facebook.
All right. Which one we got here? All right. What up, Tight? Oh, Steve Warren. What's going on, dude? My dude Steve Warren, man. Always putting it down. The best. The smartest machine made by God. Pow Facts. Andres Yeppi's in the house. That's my dude, too. Yeah, man, I hope all is well with you guys. Love you guys, man. I appreciate all and every one of you guys. All right, so what else we got here?
Tons of questions.
Tons of questions. Keep them coming, guys. I got you. John, I was called one of those guys by a bodybuilder online because I suggested his viewers asking questions get blood work and get on TRT. I guess I stepped on a scam to sell test IB about, yeah. So you got to watch out for those guys. Holding, at least you're spitting facts, right? People should get blood work. And then at that point, they can make an educated decision if things are deficient or declined and they want to fix them or make them optimal. And they want to feel better, right? But that should be the number one thing. Even if these guys are selling these products out there, they're supposedly going to, raise testosterone levels and free testosterone, all these great things. They should want to see blood work on them beforehand, not just give them something and just take this. But that's what it is, man. You will see a lot of those guys out there slinging products. It is what it is. That's one thing I tell you guys. Everything that we say we got and we're going to give you comes from a U.S. licensed pharmacy and has those ingredients in there. And the therapies are going to do what we say. With these other guys or things that are sold over the counter, that's why I created Titan. That's why I created the injectable vitamins and amino acids, because at that point I want to know what I was putting in my body. And I was one of those guys that used to go to GNC and spend $200 or $300 a month. And obviously I wouldn't ask the guy in there because I was usually bigger than the dude that was working in there. But there was some guys in there that tried to, sell some different things or tell me some different routes. But then I was looking at him like, man, I really, really don't know what's in this product. Does it really work? Or, I don't feel really good on some of these different things. And that's, when I made the thing, I was like, listen, we're going to make our own blends. We're going to know what we are. We're going to know what's going to be put in them. It's going to come from a pharmacy. And it's going to work properly. What we're saying it's going to work like. So that's what it is. All right, so Seth Jordan, what about hair treatment prevention? Great question. So we've always had great health hair products, right? Or things that are going to help keep your hair and hopefully regrow your hair. And I really never talk about them too much. I just don't. I mean, because, you know what? I think most people want to hear about different things like testosterone or these different things. But, that's a big issue out there with guys and girls nowadays. Especially people that dealt with COVID, lost a lot of hair. People have alopecia. You've just seen, Jada Pinkett Smith on the Oscars, and Will Smith slapping Chris Rock like we talked about earlier because he made a joke about her bald head. It sucks. Happens. It is out there. But, with that. So we have a couple different things, and they work really well. Our hair health capsules work really good. And those have a lot of DHT blockers in them. So, guys are on testosterone and stuff like that. You don't want your DHT to go too high. You obviously want to remain optimal, but not too high. But at that point, it has some different things in there to help block some of this DHT. Hopefully help keep the hair strong, healthy, and glossy looking, right? And then we have something that's more advanced. So we have our Titan Hair Health Regrow Formula. And with this, it has three main components. Minoxidil. Okay, so that's like Rogaine, but better as far as coming from the pharmacy, a little bit higher percentage. It also has minoxidil. Wait, I just said that one. Minoxidil, which is Rogaine. Okay, it has finasteride, which is Propecia. That's the main one. That will help as far as keeping your hair, regrowing some of the hair, and then we have Lantropose in it. So Lantropose is the ingredient. It's the cousin of Latisse, and what it does is it helps thicken the hair. So you have stuff that are going to help you keep your hair, grow your hair, and hopefully thicken your hair. So at that point, as long as the follicles aren't gone completely, there might be, a chance for you to hopefully regrow your hair a little bit stronger than what it was and look better, right? Everybody likes their hair, I think, out there. Even some guys that say, I don't care, I'll just shave it. I'll shave my head all day. It just is what it is, but I don't want to. Flex and Debbie, what's going on? I love that name. Lewis, what's going on, my dude? All right, Eric Navarro in the house. My best from Chicago, my man I grew up with. All right, it's time to wake up, America. How you doing? Love to hear himself talk. Oh, okay. All right. Love the sunglasses inside. All right, so we got a little troll guy. Okay. All right, troll. You're gone, troll. Remove. Block. You're gone. Sorry, guys. Troll is gone. New accounts they create will also be blocked. See you later, buddy.
So we got Attic Queen up here. She's tried the most therapies, I think.
Claudia didn't want to stop by the studio and work out Friday. All right, it's on. Go ahead. Come on through. Jimmy, what's going on? VTech, what's going on? I gotta get going. Thanks, John and the fam, for the help. Take care. See you next time. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate you joining us, man, and asking the questions you did. Helped everybody out. I guarantee it. All right, I'm going to take culinary arts. RN. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations, Big Irishman. You'll be the best, dude. Pogboy, hell yes, my hair is amazing. That's awesome. So Adequate the same way. The other one we have too, I didn't get to mention, is injectable biotin. I know a lot of people can get biotin over the counter and stuff like that, which is also in our Hero Health capsules. But injectable biotin, I'm telling you, there's nothing like injections. You're going to get a way more higher absorbency than you are, and it's going to be a faster transportation rate into the system. So at that point, injections are always the best way to go. Injectable biotin, Tri-Immune Blend, Glutathione, Time Complete, Hair, Skin, and Health capsules. Boom! All right, that's awesome. That's what we slapped him. Yeah. For sure. My hair used to be dead and limp, now full and even getting curly. It's growing. I love it. Nick Diamond, what's going on? Corey Peace, what's up? All right, so let's get to our, if you guys don't have any more questions, let's get to our topic of the day. First one. The first one is plastic particles are found in the human bloodstream for the first time. Guys, this is insane. I don't know if you guys realize how insane this is, but this is insane. Our bodies are taking in plastics through two different methods. One, we're inhaling them. Two, we're ingesting them. And here's the problem. As plastics start, and they don't degrade down, okay? They're not biodegradable in most cases. They have to be recycled. But in most cases, the environment, whether it's the UV lighting, it's the ocean, or the wind, can actually break down plastics, and plastics get broken down into microplastics, and microplastics are a lot harder to track than any other plastics out there, or big plastics, I should say. So at this point, what's happening is they're getting broken down so little and so minute that we're either breathing them in, and then it's going into our bloodstream, which is a problem, guys. This is a big problem. We're also ingesting it, and then it's getting into our bloodstream like that. We know that, there's been detrimental impacts on marine creatures because of microplastics. Fishes are having aneurysms, cognitive impairment in hermit crabs. We also know that obviously they're making their way into our human body. Human tissues and stool samples have been the things that have told us this. But it's really, really crazy. Yeah, particles in every sample. So every sample they found had particles in them. And the average concentration was 1.6 micrograms per milliliter, around a teaspoon of plastic to every 1,000 milliliters of water. So this is really, really crazy, and this is obviously possibly going to hurt our health down the line. Plastics have toxic effects on cells and alter their shapes. They also had mouse studies that suggested that the plastics infiltrate the blood-brain barrier and contribute to high cholesterol and heart disease. But we don't know the extent of how damaging this is going to be for us. It's really scary, guys. I've been reading a lot more about this in the last couple weeks, really. I mean, there's been a lot more research on plastics. And obviously, I was always scared of plastics too, because even water bottles, like, you would think that a water bottle is going to be safe to drink out of if you get it from a gas station. Well, if that bottle of water was transported in a case which was left out in the sun and then sold to you, that water could taste kind of funny. And that's actually the plastics that have melted and the microplastics that are possibly in the water. And then we're in drinking that, and that could cause hormonal imbalances, deficiencies, all kinds of problems. So, this is really an issue. It's a really big issue. I actually had two different topics I was going to talk about with plastics because it was such a serious thing. And it's going on, and a lot of people are ingesting these things and not even knowing it, right? They think everything is safe because it's sold at the store. We've been using plastics for I don't know how long, how many years. And at that point, plastics are okay, they're safe, but sometimes they're not, guys. And we really got to recognize this. So we're not poisoning ourselves and poisoning our kids and learning from our mistakes. That's really what it's about. And Ezzy92, where do you typically prefer your free test at? You always look like you're in fantastic shape. Also, do you use collagen peptides to keep your skin looking nice? It's good. That's awesome. Good questions, man. Good questions. All right, so I typically keep my free testosterone, and it's high, guys. I got to admit, it is high. My free testosterone converts, and it's usually about a 48. The scale goes up to 25 to 50, and 50 is like the highest, right? And that's where I'm at. So I'm not usually at a 48 is my free testosterone. Total testosterone, 1,000 or more. So I have a great reservoir. I got everything pulling from it, and my body's utilizing it correctly, and it's working great. So thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Also, do you use collagen peptides to keep your skin looking nice? So this is where I do use a couple different peptide therapies that actually help collagen. So one, I use Hercules Potion. Hercules Potion has proline in it, which is a collagen-based amino acid. It will help collagen produce in the body or lubricate joint areas. The other one I use is IGF-1 therapies and CJC 1295 Ipamorelin. I use them back and forth. And, those obviously help a number of different things. And with that, IGF-1 levels, you want those to be raised, and that definitely can help different things too as well, as far as skin-wise too. Plus, I take the hair health and skin capsules. So, I want my hair to be the best it possibly can. I want my skin too as well. So, I try to keep, I don't put on any creams or lotions or anything like that. So, I'm really bad about skincare as far as anything else. I'm just alpha male. Listen, I want to wash my hair, I want to wash my face, wash my body, and brush my teeth, and I'm done in the bathroom, right? Shave my face, obviously. That grows a lot. But yeah, so those are the things that I take for my hair, skin, and nails. So I appreciate it. Thank you. And free testosterone, I told you that was that. Mr. Consistency, what's going on? Stream, what's going on? Brooklyn in the house. Dad Knit, what's going on? How you guys doing?
15 minutes.
All right. So the next one. Free COVID test treatments no longer free for the uninsured. Fundings are running out. Gosh almighty. So this has been a big thing, right? Obviously, there's 28 million people in the United States that are uninsured still. 28 million people. It's a lot of people. And 28 million people will have to find different places to get COVID tests or have to pay for them. Or treatments. Will have to pay for them. And the crazy thing about that is that, COVID wasn't our problem as the United States, but obviously we inherited it from somebody that passed it on to us, and we've had to just deal with it, and the whole world has too. So, the big thing was listen, we're going to cover COVID tests, we're going to cover vaccinations and stuff like that. And it's just really funny where these funds are starting to wear down. But a month or month and a half it's been going on now. And if you notice, they're pulling back all the restrictions. They're pulling back all the testing. They don't care as much, right? You don't hear as much about it. And there's a reason, I think, for that. I think. Because if you're going to pull all that stuff back, you're probably doing it for a reason. Because you're not going to be able to fund it and pay for it no more. So you can't hold people accountable to do it if you're not going to pay for it, right? I mean, it makes sense to a certain degree. I mean, so hospitals are going to keep still seeing COVID patients and testing them, but they're not going to get reimbursed, right? This money is gone. It's gone really, really quick. I was also reading an article on PPP. Me and Art were talking about it yesterday, and $800 billion were set aside for PPP. $80 billion was fraud that they know of, and they were being conservative with that number. They think it's a lot more than that, but it's just crazy how all this has happened. All this money has been just thrown, and we really don't have any accountability for it. I think it was just harsh and what happened, and I think we were just caught as far as a country in a bad situation. It is what it is. Not everyone can afford $1,500 or so a month on a coverage. This is true. $1,500 a month for insurance coverage is ridiculous. Now, I'm just being honest with you. You need to check around on that and see what else you can do or find, because me, my wife, and my son, who's 12, and my wife has all kinds of pre-existing conditions, okay? So many that before pre-existing conditions were allowed, every insurance company would decline Cherise for insurance. But we pay, I think, like $600 a month or something like that, or maybe $800, and that's the best. I mean, like, they cover 80/20 if you go to the hospital or any medical bills, free prescriptions. I think you only have like a $2,000 or $3,000 deductible a full year on all of us, so that was pretty good. So that might be a little bit more affordable. I really don't use insurance unless, I got it. So like if something really does happen, then I got it. But otherwise, never use it. Depends on the industry. Film industry jobs are still requiring testing before jobs. Really, Jay? Jay, where's this happening at? Is this happening? This is happening in Florida, you're telling me? Because, if that's the case, that's crazy. And honestly, they should be covering the testing then at that point. Victoria Bombshell in the house. And man, she's a bombshell. What up, Victoria? I hope all is well with you. I hope you're having a good week. All right, but yeah, that's crazy. How Miss Isabel Terrell is doing great. I appreciate it. London, I don't know. I'm still trying to work on all that. Things have just been getting crazy. Yeah, in the UK you have to pay for COVID tests. I didn't think you did. You have to pay for them now. My buddy who lives there told me like they were sending some free ones out, but maybe that went away too. Who knows? Because everything got pulled from UK too, as well as restrictions. So it's just crazy. So if you are uninsured, don't worry. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys the secret tip. All right, you ready for this? And maybe you've seen this coming out in the news too as well. They're talking about how medical bills are not going to go on your credit report in most cases now. Let's see what that's for. Who knows? But I know this, that if you think you have COVID or you're sick, you can always go to the hospital, even if you don't have any insurance. And you can get treated without a problem. Now, I know you're worried about those medical bills because they can stack up real high, especially with a hospital. But I'm going to tell you guys, majority of the times, they write all that stuff off, and people don't really pay at all. I mean, some of the people that know the system, work the system so good that they know what is going to happen, and they go in there and do what they need to do, and that's it. So if you're having issues or stuff like that, don't be afraid to go to the hospital and get checked and get treated. You know, it might save your life. It might save other people's lives. So if you're sick, you know, make sure you're getting treatment. Don't just shove it off because you don't have insurance. All right. All right. So the poll of the week. Do you know what anti-aging medicine is? 12% said no. I have no idea. 23% said no. What does it do? Yes, I think I know what it is at 35%. And yes, I know exactly what it is at 31%. So anti-aging medicine is medicine that will hopefully slow down the aging process or help bring back some of the things you had when you were younger, right? You're reversing the clock and reversing aging. That's kind of what it means. So how do we do that? So 12% of you guys said you had no idea. 23% is what does it do? It's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to help you from aging more. It's anti-aging. So hopefully slowing down the aging process, reversing the clock a little bit. What is it? This could be a number of different Titan therapies that we talked about, especially CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin. That's one of the main ones out there that's really, really good for anti-aging. A whole bunch of other benefits that I listed earlier. So if you guys are really looking for a therapy for that, that might be a good therapy to start off with, and then go into some of the other different therapies that we have and really hone in on things. Cena in the house. So Cena's in the house. So if you guys don't know BBB, you're going to know now. So yes, Cena is our one of our starlights here. She's a little starlight. That's what I call her. She's awesome. You guys will probably talk to her on the phone here or there. She's obviously in the Titan Eternal team, and she does a hell of a job. So big kudos to her, Cena. Hope you're doing good. All right, and trust me, guys, she has the knowledge, too. She can help you guys out with therapy. So if you call and you ask for Cena, she'll be able to hopefully help you guys out. Yeah, not John Cena. So Cena, S-E-N-A. But John Cena's a good dude, too, right? But Cena is a girl, and she's on here as Cena Ivani. So Cena is the best. Big shout out to Cena. All right. So if you guys want to get on the poll, guys, you guys can do it really simple and easy. You can text Titan Medical to 22828. Man, I haven't said that in so long. You know, and get on the newsletter. The newsletter is awesome. All right. Do you guys do test pills? We do have testosterone in an oral form for therapy too as well for you, Christopher, so you know that. All right, so if you guys are interested in any of the therapies that we talked about today or maybe more or have questions, concerns, right? I want to know what's best for you. We can help you guys out. All you guys got to do is call or text 727-389-3220, and you guys will be able to talk to one of our great staff members who will be able to help you guys through the process, answer your questions if needed, concerns, and help you guys get to the best possible you. All right? So you guys, stay tight and strong out there. I know it's crazy out there still. Stay tight and strong. Stay positive, man, and feel your best. Have a great quality of life, and if you don't, we can help you out to get there. All right? Price range, it's a little bit different. I just call or text. It's usually between $100 and $300 for therapies as far as hormone replacement for males, okay? All right, guys. I appreciate all you guys. Check out the website, TitanMedicalCenter.com. Go to YouTube for me, guys. Go to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the all notification bell. I got awesome content for you guys to see there and a lot more coming, all right? I appreciate all you guys. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday with me, Titan Talk Tuesday at 6 p.m. John, CEO and owner of Titan.